Awaking on Friday morning, I remembered that the world was supposed to end. In case the Mayans' calendar and its interpretation were correct, how would I live my life on the world's last day? Well, I decided to have a good breakfast. At about 12:30, I noticed that the world had not yet ended, so I decided to have a good lunch, shared with 2 colleagues. Mid-afternoon, a most kind and generous person left a large box of really good chocolate in the office. If the world is going to end any minute, then it's definitely okay to indulge in that. And I did. Again, at 7 p.m., we were still here. So I went home to cook a nice meal for my family and await the end, full, rich, and satisfied. Awaking on Saturday morning, realizing that yet another end of the world prediction had come and gone, I began a diet. If you have been fasting during this season of Advent, I apologize for setting a very bad example. It would have been better to fast. And so I have a particular interest in something that Mary said. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. What are we to make of this? It might depend upon how we understand hungry and rich. There are the obvious ways. If I am hungry, then I feel a gnawing in my stomach and wonder if I will die. If I am rich, then I will get more food than I need. Alternatively, there are understandings of hungry and rich that are not so obvious. For example, we might ask, hungry for what? It might not be food. We might be hungry for health, love, or comfort, justice, knowledge, or sleep. And we might ask, rich with what? It might not be money. We might be rich with security or contentment or pride. I'm guessing that when we look at hungry and rich in these ways, then each of us is both hungry and rich, lacking in something with too much of something else. And so we might understand Mary to say that our hungry parts would be filled with good things. But Mary also said the rich will be sent away empty. And so we may be dispossessed of whatever we have in excess. And it might even be good for us. In fact, she was probably talking about that great reversal of worldly ways in the advent of God's kingdom, when rich people really would be sent away empty, and poor hungry people really would be made rich and full, because her society assumed that an economy had a fixed amount of wealth. So if some were rich, then one way or another, they had taken it from those who were poor. So I do not recommend that we sit down before Mary's son and rest upon our riches, but rather that we now prepare ourselves in our hungriness. Mary also talked about the proud being scattered in the thoughts of their hearts, and she said that the powerful will be brought down from their thrones and the lowly will be lifted up. That's bad news for Caesar, but good news for powerless peasants and starving slaves. So perhaps the little Caesar in each of us can be pulled down from his throne, making way for Jesus to come inside here to rule as Lord and King. And perhaps the lowly parts of ourselves, which we so carefully conceal under our pride, can be uncovered and brought up to the light. Then we can stand before Jesus as hungry beggars and let him fill us with good things. That old world can end today. And Jesus' new world will begin right here, right now. Amen.
Amen.